All right, everybody, welcome along to. Sorry. Welcome along to the Race Spec Esports F1 series. This is the European Tier 4 class. We are racing today in the Marina Bay Circuit in Singapore for the Singapore Grand Prix. My name is Racer X. Going to be doing the commentary for Tier 4 of the European Series for Race Spec Esports. This is also my first commentary gig for Race Spec, so I'm very much looking forward to this race. So, pretty much we got all the other 4 tiers going on besides this one, Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. So if you want to check out those, you can definitely go check those out for the other races in the European class for the Singapore Grand Prix. And we already got our first comment there from, looks like from, I'm sorry if I can't pronounce your name, Christoph Roswada. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce that. Giving me a banana cake pie emojis. But anyways, yeah, this is the 15th round of 21 on the F1 calendar for the Race Spec Esports series. So I'm not sure if this is the first time the European Tier 4 has ever had a live stream, but if it is, welcome along. So let's see. Let's just give you a little bit of a rundown in terms of like where everyone stands currently. So your current points leader is Jim Straub. He is in the Renault, up by at least 8 points from our Schumi, who is in the Ferrari. Just 8 points separate. But here's the thing, though, between those two. Jim Straub only has 2 wins so far in the Race Spec F1 Esports Tier 4 class. Schumi has 3. But the reason Jim Straub is up there on the top so far is because the races he's done are mostly consistent top 5 finishes. So that's pretty much why right now he's leading the way in the driver standings. Now for the other bit, in third place is Tommy PLR. He's in the Mercedes, down by at least 82 points. And YW Hallen 92 in the other Ferrari is down by 84 points. So not much separation between the top 4 in terms of like where they are in terms of their positions. We should be getting ready to go soon, I think. And also, like, we had earlier today, we had the Pacific Series do their races as well. If you want to check out those races and watch a replay of it, go check it out. It's great racing that we had for the Pacific Series. Zach Crine was your Pacific Series Tier 1 winner. And of course, he's also the current points leader for the Pacific Series. But in the Pacific Series for Tier 2, I forget who it was, but it was a reserve driver for Ferrari. But yeah, he won the he won the Tier 2 for the Pacific Series. But anyways, that's what happened earlier today, and it looks like we're about to get ready to go to get ready for qualifying in the Singapore Grand Prix. Now, the format is short qualifying, 18 minutes. Race distance is 50%, so it will be a 31 lap race around the Marina Bay Circuit. The Marina Bay Circuit, a lot of details about this. It's probably one of the most technical tracks, I would say, in the F1 calendar. It's also one of the 3 street circuits, along with Monaco and Baku, in terms of street circuits. But it's also one of the 3 night races on the F1 calendar, and it is spectacular, I gotta say. Especially when you got the whole skyline in the background. Now, the circuit itself, It is 5 kilometers, 3.1 miles, 23 corners. Now, you take full throttle mainly around 40% of your lap. So pretty much you're not going to see so much acceleration, except for obviously the 2 DRS zones that are lined up on the front stretch, the start-finish line, and also at the end of turn 5. And looks like we only have a 13-car grid, so that's what's going to look like for this race. And also, feel free to give a comment and a like to this channel, and also subscribe to it as well. We have about 591 subscribers, almost 600 subscribers. So please subscribe, like this video, or check out, like I said, check out all the other European tier streams that are going on right now. So now we're getting some drivers out already. And looks like we have WRXR De Furia and Epical Andrew and Joe Fox out on doing their lap. So as soon as we get everything going, I will pretty much give you the full rundown of the circuit. So pretty much what I'm going to expect for the pole time is, I'm going to say that if everyone goes to the softs, which in my opinion I don't think is the right strategy for this, because the thing about this track, it gives you really high tire temperature because it gives you pretty good wear on them. So for me, if you're going for softs, pole time I'm going to expect is somewhere around the mid, maybe low 35s. If you're running on mediums, you want to run at least the low 36s. So yeah, that's pretty much that's what I would go with. And if you go on the mediums, it's mostly a one-stop strategy. You go from the mediums to the hards. So looks like Epical Andrew is the closest one to actually be the first one to start off his flyer. So we'll ride along with him and give you a look around Marina Bay Circuit. So as he comes down the front straightaway, he opens up the DRS lane for the first DRS zone, goes into turn 1 and 2 and 3. Oh, and validates his lap very quickly. We won't do his lap, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Let's just do Alex Judd 24 instead. So yeah, like I said, he goes down the front stretch. It's the first DRS zone, and you open up the rear wing, and you go into turn 1, clip that apex into turn 2 and turn 3 and 4. Oh, very technical section there. And of course, you don't want to rub that curve there on the right side, otherwise you will oh, he got his lap invalidated as well. So, so 2 drivers I was about to do their demo of the circuit has invalidated their laps. All right, let's just go with OWR Isotopic and see what he will do. And see, hopefully he doesn't invalidate his lap. So as he comes down, like I said, front stretch, you open up the DRS rear wing, and you go into turns 1 and 2. Like I said, clip that apex like he did just there, and make sure do not go inside that apex in turn 2, otherwise you will lose the car a little bit. Now we go into out of turn 4, coming towards turn 5. This is going to the second DRS zone. This is a little bit longer though, into turn 6, which has a little bit of a slanted right turn, followed by a turn 7, which has a bit of a kink there, along with make sure to not go outside that curb, otherwise you will get invalidated. Into turn 8, very, very sharp turn, along with turn 9. Now coming up here into turn 10 is where the Singapore lane, as WRX De Furia set a lap of 137.4. Sorry if I didn't catch that, but anyway, he goes through the little chicane there towards Anderson Bridge. Now this, you want to have a hard braking zone there. You make sure to not understeer, otherwise you will hit the wall. It's very easy to hit the wall in this track. Now we're coming towards turn 14. The tire barrier though, that tire barrier right there sticks out, so you got to be careful not to hit that, otherwise you will lose your front wing. Into turns 15, 16, and 17. It's a little bit of a right-left, kind of a kink chicane. And now towards the Bay Bridge. This is turn 18 and 19. Now into turns 20 and 21. Right-left chicane there. Make sure to stay outside those curves, otherwise you will get invalidated. Followed by turns 22 and 23. Comes across the line, goes into second, 137.85. So right now, the gap between first, second, and third is separated by 4 tenths from the pole sitter. And OWR Vax Viking goes 139.3. Joe Fox 139.2. Let me put up the telemetries for you real quick. Rachel Had goes 140.3. Okay, so this is a little bit more of a... Okay, I was expecting a little, maybe like a 35, so maybe a little bit more of an expectation. Excuse me. But, yeah, so pole sitter right now is WRX D Furia with a 137.4 on the soft tires. And also feel free to put on your in the comment section where you think the predictions will be and who you will predict will be a race winner and possibly also the podiums. Let's check on Alex. He's doing a lap on the hard tires as he's coming towards the line, and he will go 8th fastest, 142.9. So pretty good lap there from the Red Bull driver. We got at least a couple more drivers out there doing their out laps in the time being. So pretty much we'll check on them later. We have yet to see RZZ Franchise, OWR Shumi, PZ Fusion, Jim Strav, and Epical Andrew do their lap times. So yeah, pretty much the thing is too is like if I were like Jordan and Joe, to me, I would just stick with the mediums for now. You save tire wear, you save a pit stop too, by the way. So that's also another plus if you decide to not run with the soft tires. Because those soft tires, to me, those soft tires will not last for at least 6 or 7 laps. Once the 6th or 7th lap mark hits, those tires are just basically dead. So let's check on Epical Andrew. So now he's about to do his lap. So if you remember the first stint, his lap got invalidated after a couple of corners. He sets a purple first sector already on the soft tire, so he's looking pretty good for the Toro Rosso. We'll see what he can do. The thing is that these guys are like the lower class, but I feel like they can improve more once they go along, and they seem pretty consistent. As long as you don't make any mistakes, you'll definitely be fine. So a little bit tight there on the hairpin. Of course, you got the tight hairpin there out of the Anderson Bridge. Of course, that's the area though also where Bruno Senna got passed by Felipe Massa, if you remember in 2012 when he got a little bit shaky with that car, when his car went completely sideways for like the whole bit of the Anderson Bridge. So now he's coming towards the bay. Ooh, he was so close there to the wall. Thank goodness he did not break his front wing there, otherwise that would have cost him dearly on that lap. So now he's coming towards the final turns, around 22 and 23. Goes in pole position by nearly a second. 136.5. Wow, great lap. Now that's pretty much right now a Toro Rosso lockout. Now let's check on OWR Shumi. It looks like he's doing his fly. Oh, he was so close to that wall. He's running that lap right now on the medium tires. Where is WRX Furia? Oh, he's invalidated his lap. So no go for him there. But let's check on OWR Shumi and see what he can do in the medium compound tires. And of course, Ferrari right now is second in the constructor standings, along. Actually, no, I take that back. Ferrari is first in the constructor standings. Renault is in second in the constructor standings. Red Bull in third, and Toro Rosso is in fourth. Mercedes is in fifth. But the thing is, Ferrari's had more consistent finishes throughout the. Oh, close! Did he clip that? No, he did not. He didn't break his front wing. Wow, I was surprised. It looked like he hit the wall on my screen. But nevertheless, let's see what lap he can do as he comes across the line. He goes 7th fastest, 139.2. So Jim Straff, this is your championship points leader right now in the Euro Tier 4 class in the Renault. Pretty much has been carrying the load, I would say, for the Renault team with his consistent top 5 finishes. We'll see what lap he can do. This lap will be on the soft tires. Comes across the line, and he will go 5th fastest, 137.9. So let's check on, I think the closest is PRZ Fusion in the racing point. And of course, remember this is only this is the grid. This is only 13 cars that we have on the grid. Oh, okay. Well, apparently, okay, that's an impeded lap there. Did they impede each other's lap? Okay. So R22 franchise was on a flyer as well, along with PZ Fusion, and he just impeded. And Tommy got a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with OW Isotopic. But also the stewards will want to take a look at this as well, because R22 franchise's lap was invalidated when he was wheel-to-wheel with the racing point of PZ Fusion. So let's check on Jordan NL as he comes across the line for the Haas team in the soft tires, goes 2nd fastest. 3/10 off from Epical Andrew, 136.9. Next to come across the line is a McLaren, but he's on an outlap. But we'll see what PZ Fusion will do. No, he just goes into the pits, respectively so, after the Renault screwed up his lap. So let's check on Jim. Nope, his lap got invalidated. How about, let's see, who's behind him? I think, hang on. Oh, he's in the pits. Oh, he just went into the pits, excuse me. RZZ franchise's lap was invalidated, but he's going to do another lap. Let's see. Joe Fox's lap got invalidated as well, so he's going into the pits. So right now we only have 2 drivers that have yet to set a lap, and there's only 5 minutes left in the session. So they gotta like get going if they want to get a lap on the board. Let's see, I think that's a Toro Rosso. Nope. Well, I was gonna say let's check on WRXD Furia, but his lap also got invalidated, so he's gonna have to race back to the pits quickly. Looks like there's a Haas. Yep, Jordan NL. Oh, never mind, his lap got invalidated as well. How about Rachel had? Okay, his lap is not invalidated. We'll see what he can do for the McLaren team. Right now he sits as a 140.3, 10th fastest right now. He comes towards the line, and he will go 7th fastest, 139.2. Good, respectable lap there from the McLaren. And let's take a look at your current pulser, Epical Andrew, and he's got a purple first sector. So looks like the Toro Rossos are looking to be the favorites, I would say. Right now it still stands as a Toro Rosso front lockout, if it currently stands. Alex just, who was that just said a lap? Oh, it was a Renault. Was that franchise? Yes. 138.5, he goes 7th fastest. But right now, let's take a look at your pole sitter. He's the closest one to actually be doing a flyer. but I don't. Did he get a purple second sector? I don't think he did. As soon as I went on him, oh, he was fairly close. The thing is that the barriers in this track are absolutely ridiculous because they stick out in areas that like you wouldn't expect, like the end of that second sector, and also like the end of turn 9 where the Singapore Sling used to be, and 136.5, and Epical Andrew goes faster and is up by over a tenth from his teammate. Let's see what Rachel Hack can do with the McLaren. Goes across the line. He now goes 7th fastest with a 138.1. So right now we have 2 minutes left to go in the session, and your pole sitter currently is Epical Andrew in the Toro Rosso with his teammate WRX De Fiora locking out the front row. Oh, let's take a look at Tommy though. He's got a purple first sector though in the Mercedes. The thing is that he looks to be another one of the guys that looks like to be in contention as well. I would say if this lap will stick. He's got less than 2 minutes to do it. He won't have time to do it if he does not get a good lap in, but it's looking good, I probably would say. He will come across the line, and he will go 3rd fastest. 136.8. Only 3/10 slower, 3.5 tenths slower from pole. So good, solid lap there from Tommy. So let's see if we can find any more drivers are out and about so far. I think PC Fusion is the closest one. Oh, what's happened to R22 franchise? Did he retire in the pits? And Epical Andrew did as well, and the Pulsar just retired. What? I wonder why. Okay. But we'll see what PC Fusion can do. Oh, that's tough. He just invalidated on the second to last corner. Cuts that apex way too close. WXR De Fiora now has a 5-place grid penalty. So Tommy and WXR De Fiora both have grid penalties. So that's definitely going to change the order. So let's see what your current points leader will do. Jim Strav. He's got enough time to at least do a lap. He did have enough time to do a lap. WXR De Fiora just retired as well. I think he... Oh, no. Jim Strav just invalidated out of the end of the first sector. So this lap was not going to count. That's tough, dude. Let's see. I think Jordan is the closest. Oh, he overshot the turn there and goes into the runoff area. So he's going to remain 4th fastest. Let's see. It looks like OWR Facts Viking is the only one that it has not invalidated yet. So we'll see what lap he will do for the Williams. So the session has just ended, but we're going to see where WXR De Fiora and Tommy PLR will end up because of the 5-place grid penalties that they got. So, OWR Vax Viking, what can he do? Oh no! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness. Jim Strav just impeded his lap. And the Alfa Romeo Isotopic just came across the line and goes 3rd fastest. Oh my goodness. That was looking to be a pretty good lap. Oh my goodness. That's appalling there. OWR Shumi comes across the line. Let's see what he can do. He goes, I think he went somewhere in the top 5. No, top 6th place. Okay. Oh my goodness. That's appalling there from OWR Viking to have that lap ruined like that. Jim Strav went into the middle of the track as soon as it happened. So anyways, your order is Epical Andrew in pole position. His teammate, WXR De Fioria, in second, but he has a 5-place grid penalty. OWR Isotopic in third. Tommy PLR, who also has a 5-place grid penalty, is in fourth. Jordan NL in fifth. OWR Shumi in sixth. Jim Strav in seventh. Rachel Had in eighth. R2Z Franchise in ninth. And we'll run you down the order as soon as we get going. Excuse me if I didn't get to all of the positions, but it's raining. Okay, so now this is going to change the game. I wonder, because there is parc ferme, you can't change your setup. So that probably, I'm going to say, is running a dry setup. That means there's going to be a lot of oversteer, and we're probably going to see a safety car that will happen in this race. So we're getting all set up. It looks like the session will start in a couple of seconds, and we will get the grid formed up and get started for the formation lap. So with the grid penalties now, this is your order. Epical Andrew in pole position. OWR Isotopic in second. Jordan NL in third. OWR Shumi in fourth. Ahead of the championship leader, Jim Strav in fifth. WXR De Fioria starts alongside with Rachel Had. And R22 Franchise in eighth, along with Tommy PLR, who also suffered a 5-place grid penalty from the qualifying session. Joe Fox in 10th, along with OWR Bax Viking in 11th. Alex Judd, 24, in 12th, and PZ Fusion in 13th. And once again, my name is Racer X, who is commentating for the race tonight and plus making my debut for Race Spec Esports for commentary-wise. Also, for later on today will be the America Series for Race Spec Esports. I'm also one of the drivers for Race Spec Esports. If you want to watch that race, be sure to check out Race Spec Esports F1's YouTube channel for the live stream. It will be a great race, but I cannot wait. I will also make my full-time debut for the Williams team, so can't wait to do that. So, pretty much just not going to be a dry strategy like I thought it was going to be. Of course, if you know that the weather in this session is dynamic, so it's transitioned from dry to damp, and this is going to be very challenging, especially in a track like Singapore. I mean, it's a great circuit under the lights and everything. It's also one of the tracks that falls along that at the end of the European Tour. So the thing is that we go from that to a street circuit is obviously very nice indeed, especially in a place like Marina Bay Circuit. As the grid is about to get formed up, and we will get going for the Singapore Grand Prix for round 15 of the Tier 4 class of the European Championship. Green flags are being waved, so we're all ready to go here in the Marina Bay. 5 lights on, coming on ahead of the drivers. And it's lights out and away we go. Epical Andrew gets a pretty good start there. Alongside him is OWR Isotopic. Isotopic got a pretty good jump there. Epical Andrew takes the lead. Jordan NL goes really wide out of turn 2. But he gets alongside, gives the position back. Goes behind Isotopic in third. Leading the way, Epical Andrew into turn 5 we go. Caution behind them in sector 3. It's in McLaren. around is Rachel had 56. Wrapped around at the end of turn 3. Down to the back stretch. Epical Andrew up by 8/10 ahead of Isotopic. But Isotopic and Andrew are breaking away from third place. And here comes WRXT Furia. After having a 5-place grid penalty, is up into third place. So a little bit of shakeups there from the little bit of the first few corners as Renault and a Ferrari are wheel to wheel there. Looked like it was Jim Straff and Schumi, but Schumi got the best of it. And Jim Straff came out second best. WR Schumi is now leading ahead of Jim Straff, and he could possibly get the championship lead if this positions will stand. But for right now, we have only 1 lap out of 31 remaining there. As we now go towards the Anderson Bridge, Epical Andrew gets a pretty good breakaway so far, almost separated by 1 second ahead of Isotopic. Tommy PLR goes ahead, wheel to wheel there, out of Anderson Bridge and down towards the end of the second sector, and he gets the best of him and moves up into 9th place. Oh, it's a little bit of a scrap here, though. Miles Viking is not done with him yet, though. Wheel to wheel as we go towards the Bay Bridge. Still close there. Oh, at least I would probably say a 5-car train behind these cars. But we'll see who comes out best out of that one. Epical Andrew will lead the first lap of the Singapore Grand Prix, only by 7/10 of a second ahead of Isotopic, and gets the fastest lap. WRX De Furia, after having a 5-place grid penalty, is up into 3rd. So Toro Rosso, I've got to say, is looking really strong, though, at the start, despite the grid penalty that WRX De Furia had earlier in the race. Is off to a strong start. But look at the Renault, though. The Renaults, though, they're sandwiched. Oh, my goodness. Inside goes Alice Jude. Contact there between him and the Renaults. He spun around there. And he's moved down all the way down to 11th with the contacts. Cautions in the first sector, all because of him. But, oh, my goodness. I think that was, who was that? I think that was Franchise that made contact with him. And Rachel Hadd is in the pits. I'm guessing he had front wing damage at the start of the first lap of the race. The thing is, too, is that there was a big scrap there. I mean, like, for the first bit of the few corners, we saw a couple of incidents after 2 laps. But look at it. Epical Andrew, though, I have to say, he has got the better start out of anybody. But Isotopic has got the pace as well. They seem to be a lot better, and they don't seem to struggle that much, even though they're under part firming conditions. They probably ran it on, or maybe they are. I could be wrong. They probably ran it on a wet setup because they knew that it was going to be raining, which was a smart move because I don't see them struggling at all. They seem to be going through this just fine, and the gap is just closed there between Isotopic and Epical Andrew. Franchise just got ahead of his teammate, Jim Straff, for 7th place. Jim Straff is conceding ground, though. The racing point of PZ Fusion is inside of him. There he goes into 8th place. And also overtaking him is Joe Fox. He just lost 4 spots out of at least 5 corners there. And Jim Straff is in the pit. He's going to the pits already. What's going on with him, I wonder? Does he have wing damage? Because I don't think I see that he has wing damage. But he's going to the pits now. No, he's switching to the intermediate tires. Okay, so what's going on here is it's going to transition now from heavy rain to light rain. And I'm assuming, I mean, the drivers probably know this more than me on this point, but their engineer probably told them that the rain is probably going to lighten up probably within the next 5 to 10 minutes. So that's why Jim Straff made that move. If that does happen, I think Jim Straff is in a good spot to do it. And you can see, though, Epical Andrew, though, he just struggled for grip, it looked like, coming out of the Anderson Bridge. And OWR Isotopic is so... Oh, caution. What's going on? What's going on in Sector 2? Okay, I don't know exactly what was going on there. But, ooh, it's a little squirrely there from WRXR Dave Furia. Caution in Sector 2 again. Oh, it's a Has. It looks like Joe Fox. Yes, he's hit the wall. He's hit the wall at the end of the hairpin at Anderson Bridge. Does he have wing damage, though, is the question. Yeah, he does. He's missing a... It looks like he's missing a left end plate. Oh, no, he's missing both end plates. Yeah, that you're going to have to box. Yeah, there's no way you can run on that. And you remember the gap, though, earlier between Isotopic and Epical Andrew was like 1 second after the first lap? It's now down to 4/10 after at least 3 laps from after the first lap. We're going to ride on board with OWR Isotopic for real quickly. We'll put on the telemetry as well and see what he's running. He's got overtake. He's got plenty of ERS to burn. He's got more than Epical Andrew as well. Does he dive on the inside? No, he does not. He just stays behind him for now. But I feel Isotopic has more pace than Epical Andrew. You could see Epical Andrew is struggling, I think, for at least some grip. Because you could see on the ends of those corners, he's starting to create some oversteer, which is causing him to lose pace. And looks like there's 2 cars in the pits. It's Alex and Joe. And what have they fit on? Have they fit on the wet still? Yes. Actually, Alex fitted on the intermediate tires. So he pretty much just copied Rachel and Jim. So smart move as Tommy gets ahead of PZ Fusion ahead of 8th place. So let's see. Oh, okay. De Furia has lost a lot of time as well. Kind of like his teammate, he's kind of losing pace. OWR Isotopic just seems to drive along like if it's a Sunday drive. Oh, Rachel, what's going on with him? Is he at the wall? Yeah, he has. He's hit the wall and he's got front wing damage on the right side of his actually, no, it's more than that. Isotopic just got ahead of Epical Andrew in the front stretch on the outside and gets ahead of him into first place. Sorry if I didn't catch it in the late earlier when those two were battling, but Isotopic has now got ahead of Epical Andrew. It is leading the Singapore Grand Prix. And into the pits is WRXR Dave Furia, and into the pits is OWR Shumi, as they are coming out with intermediates as well. A lot of pin action already. Val's Viking followed along as well. He's going to come along and get on those intermediates as well, along with the front wing as well. Tommy PLR just got a 5-second time penalty for speeding the pit lane. Jim Strav, though, has got lots of pace, though. He's just set the fastest lap with a 2 minutes 4.457. And now he's behind his teammate, R22 Franchise, and I think he's got a good chance of getting around him. Oh, R2 Franchise has spun! Oh, he just caught it. I thought he was going to spin and hit the wall. At least that's what I thought. But good save there from R22 Franchise. But that leaves his teammate to get ahead of him and put him into 6th place. But the question is, though, can Jim Strav, though, catch up to OWR Shumi? If he's got that much pace to get to Shumi, he could still try to at least keep themselves within each other in the points. But Jim Strav would actually lead the way. So pretty much like as it stands, Shumi would decrease the gap, I think, by at least a a couple points. So pretty much it would be a 6-point gap between him and Jim Strav. And into the pits now is OWR Isotopic and Epical Andrew, along with Jordan Nanell. And where is WRX De Fury? He's coming towards the final turns right now as his teammate and all three of the other, two of the other cars are in the pit. Isotopic comes out first, ahead of Epical Andrew and Jordan. WRX De Fury is coming across, and he takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Wow, big change there. A great strategy call there from De Furia. And now that puts him into first in the Grand Prix. So with De Furia, though, pitting earlier than the cars that were in first, second, and third, just gave him a good advantage. But how long will he last, though, on those intermediates is the question. Because they're probably going to have to pit pretty soon, unless the track transitions from light rain to dry. The only one that is not pitted on intermediates is Joe, and he's coming to the pits now, and I would assume he would have to fit on those intermediate tires. You could see the rain is starting to lighten up a little bit, so yeah, good call there, and now he's putting on the intermediate tires as we go along. So WRX De Fury, after having a 5-place grid penalty, I don't know if I caught it, but I think it was for impeding somebody's lap, is leading the Grand Prix. But with WRX De Fury, he's got more pace, it seems like, than Isotopic does. Because the gap right now is between, he just set a fast lap now, 1:59.2, just beats off Jim Strav's time. But the thing is, he's got more pace than the rest of the field. He keeps it up, he could be in line to win the race. Epical Andrew, though, he's not too far away. Jim Strav just set the fastest lap again with a 1:58.5. So he pretty much wants that. Oh, never mind. I take that back. PZ Fusion just left the session. But as I say that, OWR Vax Viking just set the fastest lap. I didn't catch exactly what it was. But pretty much nothing much going on between them. Only a battle for last place between Rachel Hand and Joe Fox. They're like the closest out of the battles right now. Does he have Wayne damage still? Yeah, he still does. I don't think he pitted, did he? I think you would want to pit there, Rachel Hand, because look how much understeer. He doesn't have much downforce with that car. He's still going. You should at least pit. Just salvage whatever you can. So pretty much with 7 laps down, WRX star De Furia is your leader of the Grand Prix. OWR Isotopic is in second. Epical Andrew is in third. Jordan NL is in fourth. OWR Shumi in fifth. Jim Strav in sixth. And his teammate R22 franchise, OWR Isotopic, just set the fastest lap with a 1:57.8. So pretty much a little bit flips going on between the field for who wants the fastest lap, it looks like. But I have a feeling, though, Vax Viking just had another fast lap, 1:57.2, but I have a feeling, do you notice the rain is starting to lighten up a little bit more now? I feel like within the next, I'm going to call maybe about 10 laps, maybe less, that we might go back to dry conditions. Because if you look at the way the conditions are right now, it's still raining, but it's not raining as much as it was like obviously from the start of the race till the drivers fitted on the intermediate tires. So that's pretty much what I'm thinking, but yeah. Let's see what goes on. Because there's going to be quite a bit of different types of strategies as soon as we go along, I feel like. Gotta say, looks beautiful, though, I have to say, around this circuit, though. Even though it's one of the most challenging and technical tracks in the F1 calendar, it's obviously one of the, I would probably say it's beautiful. Getting to see the beautiful skyline in Southeast Asia of Marina Bay, Singapore. And, of course, one of the 3 street circuits in the F1 calendar, along with Monaco and Baku. But I would say out of, like, the 3, this is the most challenging. Everyone says Baku is, or even Monaco. I'd say this is more challenging. Just because you have a better chance of hitting the wall. Let's see. So, OWR Vax Viking is closing in on R22 franchise, only separated by 1.5 seconds. He set numerous fastest laps before, but can he get ahead of that Renault that's ahead of him? And I think I've noticed something too, is that Jim Strav, if you remember, if I remember correctly, the gap a couple laps ago, maybe a little bit earlier than that, the gap was between him and his rival RWR Shumi was somewhere between 11 and 11 and a half, maybe 11 seconds. There's a caution in sector 1. What's happened? I think it's a Mercedes went around. Was it Tom? Yeah, it was Tommy. Caution and we have a car that's parked in the middle of the track there. It's Joe Fox. And thank goodness that PC Fusion was ghosted, because apparently he had internet connection issues. But PC Fusion just got ahead of Joe Fox and moves up into 11th. But yeah, I could see now that the rain is starting to lighten up more and more as we go along. So when the track starts to light up more in the rain, you're not going to get much moisture in because those tires are meant to suck up moisture, which gives the tire tries to give the tire more grip, as much grip as possible. So also the tires won't overheat. I feel like, though, that these tires are gonna have to be changed soon. So far we have about 4 people watching, so thank you for tuning into this race as we are watching the Tier 4 class of the European tier in Race Spec Esports on F1 2019. And of course also we have the other classes as well. The tiers 1, 2, and 3 are also being streamed. Vax Viking just got ahead of R22 franchise. Excuse me if I didn't catch that earlier, but Vax Viking has now moved into 7th place between the Renaults. Yeah, you could see, look at the gap now between Jim Strav and Shumi, though. It's now gone down by at least half a second after that lap. So he is closing in. And yeah, the track is dry. It's dry. Yeah, they're going to have to go to the pits. Yeah, they got to go to the pits. Rachel has no front wing at all. But thankfully the ghosting is on. He does let the car by, thankfully. And there you go. Race control just enabled DRS. So now, what are we going to see from these drivers? What tires are we going to see from them? Yeah, now you can see they're starting to lose grip. They're going to have to box. Yep, there we go. WRX De Furia is now coming into the pits. But Isotopic stays out. for at least another lap. So he pretty much wants to try to remain in the lead, but he's not going to have much grip. So looks like everyone's going onto the medium tires, which is the right call. Those tires will last at least 20 laps at most on this track. Two drivers have fitted on hard tires, Jordan and OWR Shumi. Rachel fitted on mediums. Let's see what Jim will fit on. He fits on the mediums as well. And oh no! WRX Dave Fuhrer now has a 5-second time penalty for what Joe Fox did earlier for crossing. And Jordan does the same thing. He also crossed in the pit lane exit white line. So pretty much, well, the thing is, R22 franchise has not pitted yet. Jordan Nell has. He's on the hards. But I don't think those tires would be good for this part of the race. Of course, if you were on the medium tires, as OWR Shumi just got overtaken by Epical Andrew, I would probably say that. But the thing is, Epical Andrew's on softs. What? Well, I mean, he's got grip, but the thing is, he's not going to have much grip within the next few laps. I don't think that's the right strategy call there from Epical Andrew. That's a terrible call. He's going to have to pit again because he's going to have no grip. So, Isotopic, where will he go, though? He has to pit. Yep, he's coming in now. He's within 18 seconds ahead of WRX Dave Fioria. But let's see if the strategy call does pay off. Where is Dave Fioria? He's over by the final corners now. Out turns 20 and 21. Now he's coming around the final turns. So Dave Fioria will take back the lead of the Grand Prix. So that's a purple second sector, or third sector, by the way. And now he's back to leading the Grand Prix, even though he's got a 5-second penalty looming. But with this gap, I don't think that's going to matter. Isotopic just spit on the hard tires. I feel like the medium tires are going to be the best ones, as Epical Andrew is putting now on the pressure of OWR Isotopic. He will get DRS. Jim Straff just got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. DRS is enabled for the Toro Rosso in the inside towards turn 6. We'll see what he goes down to the outside of turn 7, and he gets the move done. And now it's a Toro Rosso 1-2 between Dave Furia and Epical Andrew. And now R22 franchise going. Is he going back to the? Did he go to the pits? Yeah, he just did. Tommy PLR just set the fastest lap of the race. And R22 franchise is fitted also on the hard tires. So we only have 6 drivers, excuse me, that have fitted on the hard tires, and roughly the same thing too for the medium tire, the medium riders. The only one that's on softs is Epical Andrew. But here's the thing: how long is he gonna last though? Because those tires are gonna be dead, and he's not, and we're not even halfway into the race. And Rachel had just got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings as he gets overtaken. And WXR Dave Fioria just got the fastest lap of the race with a 1:42.7. Epical Andrew just came back on that, 1:42.6. So pretty much the thing is, though, why did Andrew make that strategy call? Like, he could have fit, if the medium tires is the best fit with this length to go in the race. I mean, yeah, the thing is the hard tires are going to be lasting a lot longer, obviously. And, yeah, he is pushing. He just set a purple first sector. But the thing is, if you're going to be pushing like that, those tires are going to be dead within maybe the next couple laps. Because like I said, the track is so unkind to these tires. And Tommy PLR just came back with another fast lap of 42.3. But the thing is that, yeah, he's not going to last within 2 laps on those tires if he's going to keep pushing like this. Look at that, purple second sector. He just said a purple second sector. Yeah, he is pushing to get his teammate. He's only 12 and a half seconds behind his teammate. Caution in sector 2, it's a Mercedes, Tommy PLR. No, it's Alex. Was there contact between him and Tommy? That's what I want to know, because those two were close to each other. Epical Andrew just set the fastest lap, and looks like Epical Andrew is just pushing, but he's not gaining much time. The gap was 12 and a half seconds. Now it's gone down to nearly a second after that. So pretty much right now, who is in prime position, to me, is WRX De Fioria. Leading the way, just up. He's up by 17, looks like 17 or 18 seconds ahead of OWR Isotopic. And he's on the more grippier medium tires as well. They're not going to fade for quite a while. And the thing is, too, if it stands, WRXR De Fioria would get his first ever race win of the Tier 4 class. The best finish he's gotten so far in this season is 5th place in Austria. And he set the fastest lap of the race as well, 41.6. So pretty much the game is, who wants to have the fastest lap right now? Yeah, look at the gap now between the two Toro Rossos. They have definitely declined. Epical Andrew is now down by 14 seconds. So far, yeah, you're going to have to pit though, Andrew. And Isotopic is starting to close in on him as well. He's only down by 5.2 seconds. He's also got Jordan, though, that's coming behind him as well with a little bit more pace, I could say, as well. Right now, the gap between him and OWR Isotopic is 1.2 seconds. So if he can probably manage within to get his DRS, there is a good chance that Jordan could get the podium. But the thing is, I think he's got 5 seconds of penalties. If you remember, he got a penalty, I think, for crossing on the white line in the pit exit. Let me take a look at the race director real quick for Jordan. Yeah, he does have a 5-second penalty. That was for the crossing over the white line. WRX De Fioria is just leading the way with 16 laps gone and about 15 laps to go into the race. And also, if you've been liking this race so far, be sure to give a like and subscribe to Race Spec F1 Esports for any more races and streams that are going to be coming on, like the Pacific Series, the European Series, the America Series, the Global Series, and the Elite Series, if you want to watch any of that. And OWR Vax Viking just got a 3-second penalty for multiple corner cutting warnings. And also, be sure to check out their social media as well. Their Twitter page, their Instagram, and Facebook, if you want, by following them or liking them, and getting more content from Spec F1 Esports. So with 16 laps gone, it's WXR De Fioria in first, Epical Andrew in second, OWR Isotopic in third, Jordan Anel in fourth, OWR Shumi in fifth, Jim Strav, the points leader, in sixth, but closing in though on the Ferrari. OWR Vax Viking in seventh, R22 Franchise in eighth, Tommy PLR in ninth, Alex Judd 24 in 10th, and the lap cars of Joe Fox in 11th, PZ Fusion, who left the session early in the race, I think because of internet issues, is in 12th, and Rachel Had, who also has wing damage on the left side of his wing, and he's missing a flap and a end plate, is in dead last. And of course, after this race will be the Russian Grand Prix in the Sochi Autodrome. So be sure to check out that race for next week for any of the series that I mentioned, Pacific, European, America series. This is only for the regional part of it. Be sure to check it out next week on Tuesday. Depending on where you are, though, too. Of course, I'm from America, so obviously the times here are different from everyone else. So pretty much right now, as it stands, it could stand as a Ferrari, or excuse me, Ferrari, a Toro Rosso 1-2. But I think, if I remember correctly, didn't Epical Andrew have a penalty as well? No, he does not. So if it stands, if he can, this would be a miracle. If he can, Epical Andrew could, if he could last a lot longer on those soft tires, could make it a Toro Rosso 1-2 finish. And I take that back. OWR Isotopic just went ahead of him as he now goes into the pits. Jordan gets ahead of him as well. And OWR Shumi. Jim Strapp will follow right behind him, and he will overtake him as well. And so will OWR Vax Viking. So that's going to put him down into 7th place. So let's see, where would the standings be now? So right now, as it stands, OWR Shumi would have 12 points because I think it's 12 points if you finish 4th, and then if you finish 5th, you get 10 points. Alex Judd just overtook RW2 Franchise as he comes into the pits to get another set of mediums. I wonder if he had front wing damage from hitting the wall earlier. But anyway, like I said, if it stands, like I said, it would just be a 2-point gap between him and Shumi. So the gap would be between those two would be by 6 points. Would be how far back Shumi would be behind. Of course, I don't know who Shumi's I don't know who his teammate is to have that many points in the constructors, though, because if you know that they're over 100 points ahead of Renault. Who was his teammate? Oh yeah, YW Halling. Oh yeah, I think he did say he would not show up. Oh, no. Epical Andrew just got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. But yeah, I think he made the wrong strategy call. If he would have gone with the mediums, he would have just pretty much just sat in second place. And you would have had a Toro Rosso 1-2 lockout. But the gap between first and second, look at that. 23.6 seconds. And the difference is, as you know, is because WRC de Furia fitted on the medium tires. Isotope was fitted on the hards. And you could see also Jim Strav is starting to close in as well on OWR Schumi. The gap was 3.3 seconds when I last checked on them. Now it's almost 2.5 seconds. But I think Epical Andrew, he's putting some pressure. Looks like we finally got a battle going now. It's between him and OWR Max Viking for 6th place. But he's got him, I think. He's got the fresher tires. He's on the medium tires as well. So I would expect him to at least get by him on the front stretch. As he comes to the final turns, we'll see what he'll do. He goes a bit wide, but DRS is enabled. He gets the fastest lap, gets DRS, goes on the inside of turn 1, and gets him there. And gets 6th place. Now the gap, though, between Jim Strapp and OWR Schumi has decreased from now 2.6 to 3.2 seconds. I wonder if there was a mistake that team made, though, when I was off of them for a little bit. So Tommy, though, just got ahead of Alex as Alex goes into the pits. And what's he going to fit on? Is he going to fit on the mediums? Does he have wing damage? Oh, he has wing damage. That's why. And Franchise just at the fastest lap of the race with a 480.0. It's pretty much a cat and mouse game of who wants the fastest lap of the race. I think we've had over maybe 10 different fast laps. I mean, of course, it's because we also started the race on very wet conditions, so that's also part of it as well. And Alex, was he struggling? What's he doing? I don't know. Anyways, Jordan just got through. Oh, okay, Furia's going to the pits. Wait, did he fit it on another medium compound? Why? I think those tires could last a lot longer. So with that, now OWR Isotopic is ahead and now leads the race. And Jordan just got ahead of him and puts him in 2nd place. But he does have DRS though, WRX de Furia. So was he just in line for a 2-stop? If he did, that's a bold call. So he's on now a fresher set of medium tires. He lasted about I think 10 laps on those mediums. So that means that those tires could last until the end of the race. And he's got pressure on it. He's got pressure. We'll line on board with him as he goes out towards the Anderson Bridge. Can he make the move towards Anderson Bridge? No. But Jordan does go wide, goes too deep, and makes the overtake there and puts WRX de Furia up into 2nd place. So now the question is, can WRX de Furia catch the Alfa Romeo of OWR Isotopic? He's got plenty of time to do it, and he's cut pace. He just cut that deficit by 3/10 off of 2 corners. And that gap is falling now. If he did, this is a bold strategy from De Furia. Something I did not expect. Epical Andrew, his teammate, is having pressure against Jim Stravis. Joe Fox gets a fight. Oh no, wing damage. Joe Fox got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags, but Epical Andrew just got wing damage from the contact he made from the back of the Renault of the points leader Jim Straff. DRS is enabled for him again. And he's got the slipstream, but will he make the move? He's going on the inside. No, he does not. Jim Straff goes defensive as possible, but Epical Andrew is probably going to have to pit because of the contact that he made on the Renault. So the gap was like 7 seconds when De Fioria came into the pits and fitted on this fresh set of medians. I am surprised we have not had a safety car, though. I mean, even though there's 13 cars on the grid, it's still a tight technical track to at least have a safety car. We've had no retirements, no safety cars, but we've had multiple penalties from multiple drivers. That's the only thing we've had. The gap is now 2.5 seconds between him and Isotopic. If he can keep this up, he will get him probably by this lap. De Fiora just went even faster, 39.4. So he is really pushing. He's got plenty of time. He's got plenty of laps to do it. What an interesting strategical race, I will say. For what was worth, seeing a bunch of different strategies from wet weather to light rain, now to dry. And the medium runners are seen to be the more favorable than against the runners on the hard tires. Jim Straff just got ahead of, or excuse me, Epical Andrew got ahead of Jim Straff, but how did he do that with the wing damage? Was there contact between those two? I'm not quite sure. But anyways, back to the front. Half a second is separate between De Fioria and Isotopic, so probably by, I would say by the front stretch when they get to the DRS zone is definitely where De Fioria will make his move. That Toro Rosso is breathing down that neck of the Alfa Romeo. He's got more grip. He's got fresher tires just right behind him in the diffuser. Isotopic is trying to defend for his life, especially on those hard tires. And I think he's realizing that was a mistake to go onto the hard tires. DRS is enabled. He goes wide. De Fioria has DRS and the slipstream. Does he make the move? No, he does not. He just stays behind him. And stays behind him and still in second place. We'll see what he can do in the second DRS zone, however. That's a little bit longer straight. Joe Fox got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, he went wide there. DRS is enabled again for the Toro Rosso. Goes on the inside of turn 6 and does make the move made and takes the lead again of the Singapore Grand Prix. WRXR De Fioria is back in the lead. And into the pits is Joe Fox. He's fitting on the soft tires. I think so did Rachel. Well, Rachel did earlier, but he pitted for mediums. The strategy, though, has worked, though, for the Toro Rosso, however. I thought that was a bit of a strange move to do that. To go into the pits again for a two-stop strategy, but he did do it with fresher mediums. Jim Straff, though, he has lost a lot of pace, though. He was behind his rival, O.W. Schumi, then got overtaken by Epical Andrew, who's on a fresher set of mediums than he is in 6th place. So, pretty much where would that stand now? Well, let me think. So, pretty much Schumi isn't, well, right now he's in 4th. So he's in line to get 12 points. For Jim Straff, however, I think he would get, if I'm correct, I think he would get at least 8. Oh, he would get 8 points. Not 9, excuse me. So that means it would be a 4-point gap between him and Shumi. So that means Shumi would, actually now, Epical Andrew just overtook him. So now Epical Andrew is up into 4th place. Now here's the question for Epical Andrew. Can he catch the 2 hard runners? We saw WRX De Furia's teammate did it to get back the lead, but can Epical Andrew get ahead of the cars in front of him? He's got 7 laps to do it. This will probably be very close for second, but Epical Andrew, I know, does not have a penalty, so he's in prime position, at least to get a podium. Because the gap between him and Jordan is 2.4 seconds, and the gap is closing more as we're going along with it. Yeah, you can see Dave Fiorio's gap now between him and Isotopic has now separated by 5 seconds. Yeah, I feel like his teammate can catch him. As long as he doesn't use up a lot of ERS like he's using right now. He's only got 8% at the end of that lap. He's got to save at least some ERS. Epical Andrew is not yet in DRS range, but he's still got time to catch him. So probably by this time, it probably wouldn't be maybe a Toro-Rosso 1-2 if Epical Andrew gets more pace into his next few laps, more consistent laps. But it will probably most likely be a podium for him if he keeps it with it. Tommy PLR just got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. And also a quick reminder, following later on in about 4 hours, less than 4 hours, will be the America Series for Race Spec Esports, for the Race Spec Esports F1. Be sure to tune in for that as well. I'm not sure who the commentator will be. I'm thinking it's most likely going to be the Schmeg, because he's done the last 2 races for us. He usually is the very angry side pod, but he hasn't shown up for the last 2 races, so it's been Schmeg that's been doing it. But nevertheless, tune in for that race in less than 4 hours from now, right here on Race Spec F1 Esports. And also to check out also the Global and Elite Series that will happen this coming weekend, as they'll race in obviously in my home country, USA, for the United States Grand Prix in the Circuit of the Americas. So be sure to tune in for that as well this coming Sunday right here on Race Spec Esports F1 Esports. So now that gap between Epical Andrew and Jordan has closed to now less than 2 seconds. Oh no! He made contact with the wall. Oh shoot. He's missing an end plate. Yep, he is. Oh no, so Epical Andrew's not gonna have any downforce. That means Shumi's coming down on him now. He hit the wall as soon as he was going towards the end of the Anderson Bridge. That is a shame. The thing is, though, that this track is very hard to avoid the wall, obviously because it's closed in. I mean, of course, like Monaco, there's not much to overtake, but this track is very easy to do as well, just because it's so technical. But now Epical Andrew's going to have to try to defend as much as he can with the Ferrari right behind him. And right now, we have about 4 laps to go to the end of this, till the end of this race, with WRX De Furia in the lead and is in line to win his first ever F1 Euro Tier 4 race win, if he can stick with this lead. The only thing he's got, oh, he was so close to that wall at the end of the hairpin off the Anderson Bridge. I was gonna say, as long as he doesn't make any mistakes, he's in line for his first win. And I hope I did not put a commentator, curse on him. Joe Fox just got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Now we're going to 3 laps to go with WRXR De Furia leading the way by 10.3 seconds ahead of OWR Isotopic. And Jordan Annell still rounding up that podium spot. But he's got, if I remember correctly, did he have a 5-second penalty? Jordan Annell? He has 8. He's got 11 seconds of penalties. So pretty much Andrew Schumi could possibly overtake him because of penalties. Because I don't think Schumi has any penalties either. I think. Let me look at that for him. He has 2 warnings and that's it. So he's clean. Well, looks like there's a little scrap here between, looks like Renault and McLaren and the Williams. But those are lapped cars. And that's franchise gained by them. Look, no, I'm sorry. Jim Straff gained by them. But he is, oh, I take that back. Actually, OW Valks Viking is actually putting the pressure on the championship leader, Jim Straff. He's got the ghost car of Rachel, though, over him. Well, the thing is, he better move out of the way because otherwise you could get a penalty for ignoring blue flags. Probably thinking like Sebastian Vettel under that crash helmet, saying the blue flag song. But anyways, OWR Vax Viking, though. Could he make an impact, though, on the point standings between him and with Jim Straff? Oh, Vax Viking just got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. I probably would say no. Let me look at the director for Jim Straff and see what he's got. He's got a penalty. He's got 3 seconds. So pretty much it's anybody's game. So pretty much I would say, oh, okay, Jim is going into the pits after trying to last on 18-lap medium tires. So Vax Viking has now moved up into 6th place. And where is that going to put Jim Straff? He'll remain in 7th. On goes the soft tires for him. So right now, Schumi would get 12 points, and Jim would get 6 points. So that's a 6-point gap. So now, Schumi can close that gap in the points for the championship lead by 2 points if this result stands. Oh, McLaren's spun around as Rachel had, and he's, oh shoot, he's hit the wall. Okay, oh, I'm surprised he didn't get more damage on that end plate after hitting the wall again. WRXR De Furia is coming around now to start his final lap of the Singapore Grand Prix. WRXR De Furia, after having a 5-place grid penalty, and pretty much he started, I think if I remember, he qualified second. So let me look at that. He qualified sixth. He qualified sixth or 7th, if I remember correctly. Gained about 5 positions, and is in line to win his first ever race spec F1 Esports win in the European Tier 4 class. I thought it was a bit of a bold call, though, when he went for a 2-stop on the mediums, but it definitely panned out as he managed to get to Isotopic, I think within like 4 laps. And right now that gap between those two is like over like 15 seconds. This is coming around towards the Bay Bridge, and he's got at least 6 more corners to go. The blue flag's being out for the lap cars ahead of him. Now he's got 4 more corners to go. The Toro Rosso driver of WXR De Furia comes around the final 2 corners now, and he will take the victory to win the Singapore Grand Prix as the fireworks come out. Isotopic will come in 2nd place. Rachel Had did retire, so he'll finish 13th. Fireworks coming out, and OWR Isotopic will finish in 2nd, followed by Jordan NL in 3rd. Epical Andrew in 4th. But Epical Andrew, nope, never mind. Shumi just got ahead of him in penalties. So now Shumi has 15 points on him. That means Shumi is now your points leader. Epical Andrew is now in 4th. Jordan NL in 5th. OWR Viking finishes in 6th. Jim Straff, who was the points leader, is now going to finish in 7th. And it comes in 7th place. Joe Fox had a 5-second unserved penalty as he came across the line. The lap cars finishes their lap. Tommy PLR and R22 Franchise have yet to finish their race, and they will come home in 8th and 9th. Tommy will come home in 8th. Franchise will come home in 9th. As it comes around the final 2 turns, and that is the end of the race. WRX De Furia is your winner of the Singapore Grand Prix and getting the victory for the first time in the Toro Rosso team. A great drive from the Italian driver, and a great job by the 2 Norwegian drivers as well, of Vax Viking and Shumi. Oh, excuse me, of sorry. Of Isotopic, excuse me. And Shumi finishing in 3rd for Ferrari, and extending also the constructors lead. The Italian driver WRX De Furia takes the win. OWR Isotopic and Shumi round off the podiums. Epical Andrew finishes in 4th, but had to be conceded from 3rd to 4th because of penalties. Jordan NL in 5th. Vax Viking in 6th. Jim Strav in 7th. Tommy PLR in 8th. R2Z Franchise in 9th. Alex Ja in 10th. Joe Fox in 11th. PZ Fusion in 12th. And Rachel Had rounding off the last of the order. So, good race overall. I had a good time, I would say, for my debut race for in the commentary box for the European class for Tier 4 in Race Spec F1 Esports. So congratulations to WRX D Furia, your winner of the Singapore Grand Prix. And we'll follow up next Tuesday, wherever you may be, for next Tuesday in Russia for the Russian Grand Prix. So if I remember correctly now, Shumi, I think, is 1 point ahead now of Jim Strav. So there will be a close championship race between those two, between the Ferrari driver and the Renault driver. But anyways, take care, everybody. Be sure to tune in later on today, as we will have the America Series for Race Spec F1 Esports. And of course, my name is Racer X, who will also be driving later on in the Williams car. Be sure to look for the Williams car, as I will make my full-time debut on the Williams team. But anyways, take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.